This is definitely the most unique shelter I have ever seen. It is suspended from a thick tree branch with walls intricately woven from thousands of vines. The unique design also incorporates elements of an airplane cabin door. This clever design significantly enhances the shelter's security, and it has an independent balcony and stove, providing ample convenience for daily life. In leisure time, you can enjoy an open-air bath in front of the door.
Next, please take your phone with 1% battery and experience this stress relief process together. The man in front of you is called A Gang. Due to setbacks in his career, he is restless and years of hard work have vanished overnight. Angrily, he bid farewell to his parents, packed his bags and left his hometown with determination. As he sat on a rock, troubled, the crooked tree in front of him caught his attention. He picked up his tools and began to deal with the tangled vines, planning to build a shelter here. Then he found a few straight logs and decided to sand them for easier use later. Next, he quickly sawed the logs to the appropriate length. To quickly connect these logs, a mortise and tenon structure is indeed a good choice. After processing the logs to create suitable mortises and tenons, A Gang used a hand drill to make holes at the joints, then hammered in wooden pegs. This quickly completed 2 frames, and now the construction of the shelter could officially begin. He carefully placed the 2 frames on the tree trunk, and to prevent the frames from sliding, he inserted wooden pegs one by one to enhance stability. After completing the framework, he began connecting the logs below, then quickly selected 2 straight and sturdy logs as pillars, placing the other logs in between. This way, the base of the shelter was obtained. Considering the design of the shelter's suspension, lightweight materials are very important. A Gang plans to use bamboo to make the wall frame. Thanks to his excellent hands-on skills, he quickly gathered a pile of bamboo strips. These bamboo strips cannot be used directly, so he quickly trimmed the excess bamboo nodes smooth, then used the bamboo strips to build the wall frame. These bamboo strips felt particularly handy in his hands, and each intersection needed to be tied and reinforced with hemp rope to facilitate future access. A Gang planned ahead and designated the location for the main entrance. After constructing the wall frame, he laid out fine wood at the extra space on one end, which would later be used for installing a stove and a balcony. Then, he walked into the nearby jungle. Thanks to the abundant natural resources here, it was easy for A Gang to quickly collect 888.88 vines. Back at the shelter, he swiftly began weaving the vines one by one onto the frame. These vines were soft and incredibly resilient, seemingly made for building shelters. He started weaving from one side of the frame, and each time he passed a gap, he would poke the vines with his fingers to make them fit more tightly. As the weaving progressed, a sturdy rattan shelter was gradually built. Considering the shelter is elevated from the ground, the high structure can avoid ground moisture and insect infestation. However, for convenient access and door operation in the future, A Gang referred to the design of an airplane cabin door for the installation of the shelter's door. He selected a few logs of suitable thickness and quickly assembled a semicircular frame in just a few minutes. To ensure the stability of the door, A Gang put a lot of effort into the installation, using a hinge structure to ensure the door could open and close flexibly while maintaining absolute stability. Next, he just needed to attach the bamboo strips to the frame one by one. At this time, A Gang noticed that the walls of the shelter were full of holes. Although the vine-woven walls had good breathability, they were difficult to resist rainwater intrusion during the rainy season. He carefully laid plastic film on the wall and then tied it around the edges to prevent it from being blown away by strong winds. Then, A Gang tied ropes to the wooden frame, cleverly transforming it into a hinge for opening and closing the door. This seemingly simple modification unexpectedly brought such a smooth opening and closing effect, completely exceeding his expectations. To ensure that this shelter could be used for a long time, A Gang didn't pause for a moment and immediately engaged in new work. He found some dry bark nearby, and after careful comparison, he used a tool to saw the bark into suitable lengths. Then, he patiently stacked and installed the bark from bottom to top, reinforcing the connections between each piece with hemp rope to ensure the bark was secure and wouldn't fall off. The use of bark improved the waterproofing of the shelter, perfectly integrating it with the surrounding environment. Next is the stove construction phase. He first evenly lays it on the platform. A layer of tinfoil, this can prevent high temperatures from directly touching the raw wood, avoiding igniting it. Then, place stones on the bamboo layer, and each time a stone is placed, he carefully compacts it to ensure the stability and safety of the stove.
In the blink of an eye, a beautiful stove was completed, and the extra mud was just enough to seal the side walls, adding warmth and decoration to the shelter. Considering that the balcony had not yet had a door panel installed, A-Gang came up with an idea. He quickly made a practical and attractive curtain using plastic film and bamboo strips. This curtain can effectively block mosquitoes while not affecting the indoor light. After several days of continuous building and busy work, A-Gang was exhausted. He went to the stream in front of the door to fully enjoy this rare outdoor bath, where the refreshing water washed away his tiredness and fatigue. After returning to the shelter, A-Gang quickly lit a fire, took out the food he carried in his backpack, washed it clean, skewered it all on bamboo sticks, and then placed it on the stove to roast. Before long, the food started to sizzle, and a rich aroma spread through the canyon. A-Gang poured a cup of homemade fruit tea and sat at the door quietly enjoying the delicious barbecue. At this moment, he seemed to be in a paradise on earth, with all worries and troubles vanishing, leaving only peace and tranquility. After eating and drinking his fill, A-Gang closed the door and soon fell asleep peacefully.